I've never seen a skinny kid play tuba. Maybe an answer for another day.
That is rude.
I know. Well, hello there. Welcome.
Hi.
To This Is the Show. My name is Matthew Porter. That gentleman.
I am Jeremy Birdsall.
Jeremy, no matter how I think about it, there's no natural transition or segue to this thought, so I'm just going to lob it at you.
Yeah?
There is a disturbing trend that has been going on for decades of food mascots who are willing to commit felonies to acquire their namesake food. Does anybody immediately come to mind to you? Hamburglar. Hamburglar. And how sad, first of all, not cheeseburglar.
So, okay, I'm sorry.
Just Hamburglar.
I'm sitting here taking you seriously, you doofus. All right, carry
You
on.
should know by now, Jeremy.
Man!
This is not an after-school special.
No. But also, dad jokes. I salute you, sir. Right on. Carry on.
This poor. Well, we don't know his backstory. He does not even.
The burglar of ham.
He's not even going to burgle a cheeseburger. He's going to steal. That's how broken this individual is. He's going to commit a felony.
I just need that protein, man. I just need
just the Hamburglar. Okay, not only that, Cookie Crisp. There was something called the Cookie Crook.
Oh, the Cookie Crook, yes.
Right.
I do recall Cookie Crook, yes.
And that's now evolved to something called Chip the Wolf. I don't know what that is.
Lame.
The Cookie Crook.
Yes, understood.
Okay.
Got to steal him, yes.
Trix Rabbit. I don't know what his situation is. We're looking probably at the very least at fraud.
Right, but silly rabbit tricks are for kids. He's trying to steal
There's
the
some
tricks.
kind of subterfuge. Yes.
Yes, he is trying to trick you into getting, thus it is fraud, or obviously you could argue stealing. I'm with you.
Yes.
Okay.
He's called Trix Rabbit. It's his identity. This goes all the way back to 1967 with a little something called Frito Bandito, which is before my time, and they've now pivoted off of that. They pivoted off of that after 3 or 4 years. They're like, we don't like this caricature. I'm like,
Interesting.
Fine.
Right.
But it still existed. And this was an individual who would, I don't know, at gunpoint relieve people of Fritos.
They're Fritos.
I don't know if there was a gun or not, but he was a bandito for the Fritos. So what kind of picture are we painting here for people? And that's all that is.
Wow. Thank you. That was truly, I've learned something today.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I depending on when you catch me during the day, I'd do some shady stuff for some barbecue. So I'm not throwing rocks here.
Let's just say.
How are you, buddy?
Sorry, I'm just thinking of mascots for FourRiversBBQ is the one that comes to mind. Yeah.
The Ribbler. I don't know. Burnt ends. I don't know. We were just there. I love Four Rivers.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I'm doing okay.
Yeah, that
Matthew?
sound like a qualified.
Yeah, it's
that tone was a big ol' asterisk. I'm
okay.
great.
I'm plowing through.
He grimaced.
Yeah, as it were. Hey. Yes.
Talk to me, man. This is where the healing begins.
Oh,
this is a safe space. Just you and me listening.
Yeah, well, that's for certain true. Actually, that's not true. I think we've now confirmed that there are 2 or maybe 3 people that really do.
There's a wide. We're a big hit.
True.
We're big.
Actually,
in
my
Japan.
wife said, you should stop saying that. And I said, no, I think it's funny. So when we get to like 700,000 subscribers, we'll be like, listen to the time I said we had 7.
Yeah, tell your friends.
Exactly. Well, Matthew Porter, I wanted to say a couple of things. Number one, we do a lot of talking of, hey, man, what's going on in your life? And sometimes, I guess, from the couple of people that have actually, sort of watched a few episodes, mostly we talk about stuff and we're like, one and done, whatever. But sometimes we have recurring themes. And, well, apparently we haven't, tied up the knot on some of them. So anyways, I just want to do this really quick.
Let's do it.
If you have watched this show before, I've mentioned that my father-in-law had a massive heart attack.
Right.
And a lot of stuff went down there, but just bring it on home. He is alive today, which is a good thing. He is home. And he is walking around, no cane and nothing, and he's talking like normal. So he's passed his physical therapy and his occupational therapy and speech therapy. And last week he got approval to drive.
Okay.
So he's taken, he and his wife have gone back to going on their weekly Thursday night date to Publix to check out the BOGOs. So, and he drove. So,
praise God.
Yeah.
Man.
So it's good. It's all good stuff. So we're going in the right direction now. So that's that. Just wanted to put that out there.
Good.
Thank you guys for all your prayers on all that and all of your support. It was quite a journey. And also, just on a sober note, it was kind of like, right, we're all gonna die at some point, and it's not a bad thing to say that or a mean thing. It's a fact. Nobody gets out of this one alive. And so that was just kind of a good reminder. Like, right, okay, so I love this guy and I want him to live forever, but it's just like, okay, just be prepared. Be prepared that day is coming. So. Here we are. We're happy that he's with us, and every day is a gift, and that we have a good time with him. But now we have that in the back of our minds, like, right, yeah. So just we're prepared for that now.
Yes.
So anyways, just wanted to put that out there for anyone who's getting their information from watching this show.
Yes.
now that's all summed up.
We're pretty much America's #1 news source. I
There's
think that's,
no question.
I don't want to be the one to say it, but I will.
Yeah, well, thank you for that, really. I would like, if you don't mind, would like to do another thing that I was this one was mentioned to me by my wife.
Let's just say a fan.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
I ran into a fan.
Yeah. And this
at my house.
Yeah, exactly. I would say she's my biggest fan at my house, but that's not true. My cat Jackie Chan really likes me. He's definitely my biggest fan, especially when I feed him in the morning. Anyways, my wife was like, so, your jobs show that you did was really great and really funny and really clever, but you guys kind of didn't tie the knot on this one either, because the show was sort of about odd jobs, weird jobs, and how do you take the wheat and leave the chaff from something that you're like, ooh, this is lame. Well, what do I get out of this? And I think we did a really good job of that. But I would like to talk about the fact that, gosh darn it, Matthew Porter, you're an interesting guy. You do some things, and I do some things myself. And let's talk about maybe some of the jobs that we have done that maybe got us into the thing that we do now.
Oh, okay.
Maybe like some of the skill sets that you're like, oh, right, yeah, here we are. And like my wife said, she's like, you talked about all these rando jobs and that was really fun and funny, but, you play the music, right? Has it occurred to you that you could talk about all of the different things that you did that are all music jobs? You didn't get into any of them. Like, yeah, I know. Well, we had a lot to talk about. We've done some weird things. So anyway, so I'd like to get into that. So before me, I would ask you, Matthew Porter, in the spirit of this is the show and throwing the other person in the deep end of an idea you didn't know about till just now, think about all the things that you've done, and now think of some of the things that you're like, right, maybe this was the thing that was like a gateway drug into doing what I do, or perchance like this was the thing that I did and I met this person who opened the door to whatever. Anything like that come to mind?
So broadly, at Key Life, I'm executive producer, and so those roots go back to writing and directing, producing, which I've done for freelance for 30 years. But specifically what we're doing right now, that's a different one, because that would go back to my first experience with radio in college. And so it's funny that you say this, because in college, I co-hosted a Christian music radio show. We called it The Race, the Retro Alternative Christian Experience. And so I didn't come up with that one.
Man, I had acronym thing. Oh my gosh. What was it?
So
anyways, that's a whole other thing.
So we played.
I love it.
We played, gosh, you name it, of who was in Christian alternative in the mid to late 90s.
Audio Adrenaline.
Yes. We played them.
Dakota Motor Company.
We played some Dakota Motor Co.
The Choir.
Did not get that, no.
Okay.
But but the music was
Starflyer 59.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they were great. Weren't they great? Oh,
love it, man. I mean, gosh. I mean, there's in this other room in the control room, there's a bunch of CDs that we would play.
Poor Old Lou.
Poor Old Lou.
Oh,
yeah.
I've seen those guys a few times. They're great.
Yes. But the playing music was merely an excuse to get on the radio, because surprise, every 3 songs, my co-host Chaz, we would have a little funny idea that we would explore, and we would do little bits and stuff like that. And so if you listen to that show and this show, you would go, oh, okay, I see the connection. The funny thing is, Chaz went on to be a pastor. He went the pastor track, and so he's been a pastor for decades now. He just moved back into town.
Okay.
And we reconnected. I mean, I'm talking like 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
And caught up on all the stuff. And so it's so funny.
This has been decades of time.
I haven't seen him in a long time. So we got to catch up, and he's had this awesome career. He's now the pastor of a church just a few miles from where we are right now.
Wow.
And he had just listened to some of those old shows on cassette tapes. And
that's awesome.
And we were just reliving some of those fun memories. So as soon as we did that, I'm like, I don't think radio is my track, but I sure hope I get to revisit this again. And sure enough, in just a couple of years, I got to co-host an alternative radio show on a Christian station here in Orlando. And we did on Saturday nights, had a blast. Got to be a part of a little radio show you may have heard of called Steve Brown, etc.
What's that?
In the 1999. Yep. And it's not been a constant, but it's been a recurring thing. And now here we are.
Yeah.
Doing this show, internet radio show. So, unexpected path, but super fun. Very grateful for that.
That's really cool.
Yeah, just kind of gets in your blood, and you're like, oh yes, I like talking on the radio. This is fun. I don't know if anybody else is enjoying it, but I sure am.
Exactly.
So I'm going to keep doing it until they go, Matthew, it's time to leave. I'm like, I knew you were coming. I won't put up a fight.
I'll see myself out.
I saw this interview with David Letterman, and decades into this illustrious career, he says there's always a thing in the back of his head that somebody at some point is going to come up and go, Dave, it's time to go back to Indiana. He's like, okay.
Right. I had a good run.
I figured.
Yeah.
I figured I never belonged here.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. How about you, man?
Well, so my deal is I play music, and a good way to say it is by any means necessary. I've done it a lot of ways, partially just to pay the bills, and partially, it was a skill set thing. It was like, oh, well, could I try that? Let me try that. So, I've been playing in bands since I was in middle school.
Wow.
Okay, you started the acronym thing. I'm just gonna go right there. I started a band in middle school, and I was writing. I mean, I could just write a song, even as a little guy. I was a keyboardist. I didn't play anything else other than keys, and started a rock band, and I really liked Petra. That was like, boy, oh boy.
Yeah, that's a great one to grow up on.
It's
Bob
like,
Hartman.
Yeah, it's like Journey, basically. It's like keyboard-heavy rock stuff. I really, really dug it and listened to a lot of their stuff. And I was listening to the radio at the time, and so, there's Depeche Mode and Motley Crue in Aerosmith and stuff in what I was listening to. Anyways, started a band and, found a friend of mine and made best friends with the drummer, which became a story of my life as it's happening now. Hey.
It's our gift to the world.
It is. Anyways, I can't even say this with a straight face. I think this was the first band that I ever started, and it was called Credit.
Credit.
Why Credit? Because it had to be an acronym.
Okay.
Of course.
Buckle up, everybody.
I can't even do it. Christians reunited, eternally dedicated in Thanksgiving. Why? I don't know, because
I love it.
yes.
We all credit.
I mean, that sounds rocking. Now, mind you, this is 1988.
Oh, my.
This is not even the 90s. Grunge hadn't happened and changed my destiny yet at all. We're still in the 80s. Yes, Credit. Anyway, so I've been playing music, in a band setting since I was a child.
Wow.
And in high school, I did a lot of that. Had a rock band, more of a metal funk sort of, let's call it Faith No More-y thing. But, we had funk songs, we had metal songs, and some that kind of went together. That was called Paisley Funk.
Okay.
Which I'm proud of that name.
What in the world influenced that title? What in the world? Funky, Paisley?
I don't know. Couldn't imagine.
Who could say?
Yeah. Who could say?
That's awesome.
So anyways, I did that for a good bit. And anyways, somewhere in there, I played a few other instruments, taught private lessons. Nice. I did that for a long, long time, taught in a classroom setting. At some point, when I studied composition in college, in college, when you study composition, at least when I did it, there were sort of three things that were going to happen, right? You have to have a primary instrument. Mm-hmm. In other words, you have to be good at something. Number two is you have to sort of minor or secondary in piano. Mm. If piano isn't your number one, it has to be your number two as a composer. And when you think about it, you're like, that tracks. It makes really good sense.
The triangle expert is not really going to bring... Have you heard my new song, Ting-a-Ting-Ting-Ting? It's great.
It's similar
Brian.
to my last
We do
project,
appreciate it.
But you should have, and it's mostly because it's just easier to learn music theory from a keyboard perspective.
Yes.
So you need to be at least competent on piano. So basically, you got to have one thing that you're actually pretty good at. Yep. You got to be at least competent on piano. And number trace, you're gonna touch the clarinet and the oboe and the trumpet and the trombone and the cello, and you're gonna. Everything from every family, you're at least going to get one in your hands.
Interesting.
Like instrument petting zoo kind of. You're going to do that at least a little bit, because if you're going to write for clarinet, you need to at least know how to make a sound come out, because you could put notes on a page and be like, here, dummy, play it. But one of the things you learn as a composer is just because you can doesn't mean you should. You can ask someone to do a thing, but if it's physically impossible on the instrument, the first thing they're going to do is say no, because it's not because I'm being mean, but because that's not possible. Yeah. So anyways, I majored in bass. I seconded in piano. And then I had all these instruments foisted upon me. And what ended up happening, which happened with a lot of composition majors, is you find that some of them you're like, no, I cannot do that at all. But some of them you're like, actually, I kind of like that. It's kind of a fun thing. So, I mean, I kind of like trumpet, How about that?
That's
I'm
cool.
not great at trumpet. I can play, but not like I'm doing gigs on a trumpet, but I can play, and I recorded my trumpetings. But anyways, all that to say, when you have a sense of how to make a sound on any instrument, there is a field that opens up to you. That is band director. So I've been an elementary school band director.
I did not know this.
I know. That's why I bring it up.
New chapters opening up
So
in the book of Jeremy.
One of my career paths, unexpected to me, was being a band director. And elementary band is basically the first year of it is how do you get these kids to get a sound out of their faces?
Yes.
Is embouchure. How do you get the sax and clarinet kids to do this? And how do you get the trumpet and trombone kids to do that?
Elementary.
4th grade.
God bless you.
Yeah,
My goodness.
4th, 5th, 6th.
Wow.
Yep. And it's a lot because
Yeah.
it's fun. It's fun, and you actually when one of the things you learn as a teacher is studying a thing, you can get good at it, but teaching it to someone else reinforces your fundamentals so good. I actually got pretty good in those times at like flute, trumpet, trombone, saxophone.
Wow.
Yeah, I was pretty good at those things. I'm like, okay, that's something. Anyways, I did that for a couple of years, and I worked for a company that had an interesting approach, which was public schools got their own funding and their own plan. And the really fancy private schools, they've got their own funding, their own way. But there is a niche of private schools that aren't super banging like the big boys, and they're certainly not public. They're not big enough to have a really robust arts program per se. And so this company would come in and say, here's the deal. Do you have a music program? No. We can bring you a music program.
No kidding.
And here's how it works. You already have people paying tuition to come to your school. This isn't going to be for everybody, but we'll open it up to everybody and just we'll do a full school-wide assembly, or really we're targeting 4th, 5th, and 6th graders.
Yeah.
So for the entire everybody in these grades, we'll do an assembly. Say, here it is. We want to do a band program, and parents are invited to this thing too. And here you go. We want to try these things out. You want to try a trombone? You want to try a trumpet? And you're there with all of the instruments and Sтерosol spray to
I
clean
would imagine.
Oh, there was a lot of that going around. Everybody's just pretty high on Sterosol that day. And so the idea is, at the end of the day, you try all these kids out, and you're like, hey, Johnny, you're actually pretty good at trombone. And Julie, you're pretty good at saxophone. And you get this whole list, and you tell all of the parents, hey, y'all do whatever you want. But there are these many kids, 26 of you showed aptitude to whatever. We can do a band program here, and these are the instruments I'd recommend. So what you got to do is tuition for the semester is this many dollars, and then you got to go rent the instrument, and I can provide it to you, or you can get it somewhere else.
Right.
You just need an alto sax, whatever, right? And so the idea is if enough parents are like, yeah, okay, then they pay for it. This costs nothing to the school.
Okay.
The school only needs to give me a room to do it.
Interesting.
The parents individually pay for it, and they get the instruments, and I'll get them the books and, show up and we do a class. And
how about that?
So the idea was, how does the teacher make any money? Well, you do that at times 10 schools.
Wow.
So I basically drove around all of Central Florida.
Wow.
And then finally, after that, this company was expanding at the time, and I ended up being the director of the state of Florida. So I had my own classes that I taught, but I also managed 3 other teachers in, Tampa, Jacksonville, and Miami. And I drove around the state to.
Wow. You're a
Bet you
music
didn't see that.
kingpin.
Didn't see that coming, did you? Anyways, yeah, so I've done a few random things.
That's awesome.
As it relates to the studio and production world, one of the random things I did is closed captioning. You ever done that?
No.
You're familiar with the dark arts, I'm sure.
Oh, I am.
So ironically today, robots do this job.
Yes.
So this job was taken from me long ago, way before it was the punchline of a joke. There was a videographer friend of mine who he was working for a church, and he just said, all right, so we've got a run of these sermons that I recorded of this pastor, and I've got all my business handled, color correction and everything, but closed captioning is annoying, and our automatic thing is not good, and I don't want to do it. So I will pay you to listen to everything and do by hand.
Wow.
Closed captioning. Boy, that's a lot. It's a lot of work, but it really hones your listening to be very accurate. Like, what did he actually say here? So, yes, that's just a random side thing. Is that musical? No, but it's audio related. It's production related. Yes. What else? Oh, the only other things I would per se get into as far as music things is I like, you want to talk about being a professional. Usually the line is, have you been paid to do this service?
Yes,
right?
that is yes.
Right. So a lot of people can say they play guitar, right? Have you ever been paid to play it? Right? That is the line. Yes. I've been paid to play ukulele.
Well.
Mandolin and sitar and guitar and cello. I'm going to go play cello today. Hey. And the upright bass and the Chapman stick, among other
Chapman
things.
stick. I knew he was coming up.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
I knew.
So, anyways, it's all fun and all informs the other. And it is a blessing to be able to say today I am a professional composer. I get paid to write things, and that's really what I got into music for in the first place. As you know, John Williams is...
Yes, he's the guy.
He sure is. Oh, and on a side note, to traffic back into the business entrepreneurial self-help world that we sometimes get into, I saw a quote from our fellow hero, John Williams.
Yes.
It said, inspiration strikes, but it's typically at about the 8th hour of work. And I'm like,
been there.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Woo. That one will preach.
Yeah, my muse is often the deadline. Write that down.
Yo.
Yeah.
Okay, in the spirit of full disclosure, the muse being the deadline, and this is also to tie up the knots of previous shows, the super secret project that shall not yet be named.
Yes.
I've got a deadline for doing something. June 30th, something will happen.
Okay.
Something.
This June 30th?
Yeah. Oh,
You're a monster. Okay.
I'm giving myself like 30 days, partially because an opportunity came up and I'm like, I'll do it. And then I'm like, oh, what did I do?
Nice.
Anyways, I have a friend of mine. She's a Grammy artist. She's a charting EDM dance artist, and she's based in Miami. And one of the things she does in addition to writing and producing dance music is she is an illustrator and animator, and she has a TV show, like a talk show, where she interviews artists and stuff. And she just said, "Hey, I'm doing a new run of the talk show. If you wanna come on the show,
Wow.
we're recording on this day. Part of it's an interview. We want to talk about your upcoming projects, but also part of it's a performance." And I'm like, can I do my thing? And she's like, okay, yeah, let's do it. So I'm like, hey, I don't have to do this. I could just say no, but why?
Yes.
Why? So I'm giving myself a deadline because, like you,
Yes.
that deadline is a really good motivator to be like, why would I not do this?
Good for you,
Put
man.
the coffee on. Let's get to work, So, stay tuned.
Yes. That is Very good, man. That's awesome. I want to ask if you have any favorite gigs, and
Ooh,
you know
good one.
we've already exited the stories about the past jobs. Otherwise, I would have asked you as a former band director. I'll try to put this delicately, and we don't have time to answer it. But I've never seen a skinny kid play tuba. Maybe an answer for another
That
day.
is rude.
I know.
Okay.
I'm just saying. Once you say it, once you've heard it, you're like,
No,
wait
I'm gonna.
a second.
First of all, that's funny. Haha. Second of all, my nephew Simeon
Yes.
plays tuba,
Okay.
and he's great, and he is very skinny.
Okay.
So
Then myth
and
busted.
he
I am
grew up as a little guy. I mean, he's taller than me now, and he works out pretty regularly, and so he's pretty ripped. But was never a big guy at all. Like, and I don't mean like large girth wise. I mean
Yes.
just short, skinny, not a large person. And tuba was the only instrument that he was really like. When he did the assessment for band, they're like, yeah, you have a good embouchure for brass, but it's not like for trumpet. It's like, they're like, we have a place for you.
There's an instrument for you.
We got that. And he's great. So not only was he actually pretty good at tuba, but he plays in a thing called Merry Tuba Christmas.
Okay.
And if you haven't heard of this, you should actually check it out. And I'm talking to anybody listening. We go to this every December now. And usually because Simeon, he still participates, even though he's not playing, in college band or marching band or anything. He honestly, he doesn't even own a tuba. He just borrows it now for this show.
Wow.
But it is literally tubas. Euphoniums down to sousaphones.
Okay.
And they are literally from like elementary school kids just getting into band to professionals and professors who fly in to do it because it's so much fun.
Wow.
In Winter Park, Florida.
Okay.
Every
I know where that is.
December. And they sight read a 90-minute Christmas show. They're like,
no kidding.
what's your name, Matthew Porter? What in euphonium? Okay. You want a euphonium 2 book? Okay, here you go. Alrighty. And then they'll like get there at 9 a.m. and they'll run the show and practice it. And then at noon, people are sitting there with their picnic blankets and you just blast down, I want a hippopotamus for Christmas. It's great. It's great.
That
so
sounds like good times.
Are there some larger people there? Yes. But also my nephew Simeon is there and he's very skinny. Just putting that out there.
Good to know. All I know is when I got to middle school, there's all these different instruments. Like, which one do I want? I'm like, if I'm the drummer, the only thing I have to schlep around is a pair of drumsticks.
Oh, yeah, right.
Foreshadowing. In the future, you have more to carry than anybody else. That's how they get you. This is drumsticks.
I remember that era, the first couple of things I did, and I was standing around, and I'm like, yeah, I'm so great, I'm so fun, and everyone's like, oh, you did so great. And the band director's like, bro, pick up your stuff. I'm not your roadie, You brought this problem here. You carted out.
Jeremy's like, I'm out. I got a VIP meet and greet.
That's
You're
right.
like, hey, you don't even shave yet. You can't. No, you can't do that.
It was a good lesson, honestly. He's like, roll a cable or something, man.
Gotta do the work, baby. It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll.
Right. Oh, man.
That's nice, man.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, yeah, man. You want to do a little moment of rad, or you got anything else?
Let's see.
Consult the show prep. I'm very proud of you. You've got some planning happening.
Thank you, my friend. I can't let you have all of the fun.
Yes.
I will do a moment of AI, and then you should do a moment of rad. Yes?
All right.
Here it comes. Yes, today's moment of rad. A Chinese startup company says it can translate your pet with 95% accuracy.
What does that mean? Translate your pet.
𝗦𝗏𝗏 is an AI caller that analyzes barks, meows,
No way.
movement, and tone, and sends translated emotions to your phone using Alibaba's QN models. The company claims 10,000 pre-orders before launch. I showed this to my wife yesterday, and she's like, "Oh, we're buying this."
Yeah.
I mean,
But-
yes, I watched this. It got a little video, and you'll see these things, and you're like, "Yeah, what does this?" But it looks like $150, and it's literally a caller, and then connects to an app.
Yes.
And so the first part where you see the dog bark, and it's like, "I'm hungry." We're like, well, the odds are that's probably accurate. Fine. Now, when you're like, "Okay, Fido, I'll feed you," and then it comes out and it goes, "Bark, bark, bark, bark." That's the part I'm like, "Oh, I don't know if I believe that." Now, I would love to know.
That would be amazing. Because translating from them, you're like, first of all, if it's a cat, I know what you're saying. And it's something I can't say on a family-friendly radio show.
Yes.
But you know it. I know it. The American people know it.
Like, get away from me.
Yeah,
I'm tired of your face.
Yes. That's. But to go translate this to the cat, that would be interesting.
I know. See, now, $150. I kind of want to get it and
You've
just
gotta get
just
it.
to try it.
Yes.
And not to say anything weird, but just to say the things that I am normally saying to my cat. See if he responds any differently. Why not?
You've got to get this. You've got to.
There's investigation to be done.
We have 4 cats, and I'll get up in the morning. Nobody else is up yet, and I'll go brush my teeth and close the bathroom door so I don't wake anybody up. And I hear scratch, scratch, scratch.
Of course. Dad's awake.
Yes. And this is the cat who just very feels like they're owed. Very entitled cat, and she'll scratch on the door because she wants to come in and wants me to turn on the shower just for a little drip, not too much, or I'm not into it. A little drip, so that I'll look at it for 10 seconds and leave. But I can't immediately respond to the scratching. Because no matter what happens in any interaction between a human and an animal, somebody is being trained.
Oh, boy. Yes. That's so true.
And if she scratches and I open the door immediately, who's being trained?
Yeah.
So I have to let the cat scratch for a while so that she doesn't get encouraged to go, obviously, I've got this guy wired.
Yeah.
My training of this human is nearly complete. All I have to do is scratch, and this dum-dum runs to the door to provide me with my little drippy shower time.
Yeah.
So somebody's always being trained, and I'm not going to be the one. I don't want to play the apex predator card, but I am a dominant species most of the time.
Right.
In my house. So
now your cats will they'll wager against you every time. Like, sure you are, bud. Sure.
Yeah, the Egyptians worship them, and I think they are still wanting to go back to the glory days of like.
Course.
You remember back in Egypt? Oh boy, we had it good.
We really.
These guys, I don't even know.
Yeah.
That's good. You've got to buy that product.
Okay. Well, I will.
See if you can borrow a company credit card. We'll justify it somehow.
Borrow.
Oh, did I put that on the... Oh,
like the Hamburglar? Full circle, baby.
Full circle. All right. I do have a quasi moment of rad. We'll get to that in a moment. In the meantime, speaking of credit...
Yes.
I gotta tag by the time you hear this,
my old bandmates on.
Yes. By the time you hear this, we will have recorded a new stellar episode of Steve Brown, etc. Yeah. This one featuring Eric Metaxas, who is pretty much a household name.
He's a famous guy.
But we have not recorded it yet. It's going to be recorded tomorrow. So on credit, I am going to say it will be a good show.
So good, yeah.
He's such an interesting guy. Agree with him, disagree with him. You can't deny that he has great hair and enough confidence for 10 human beings.
True.
So, thoughtful guy, agree or disagree. And so check that out for sure. Always blows up our numbers on YouTube's. So check it out. So some interesting, I had one little rad kind of thing, but something you said actually made me remember a new little factoid I learned.
Oh.
You mentioned clarinet, and that makes me think of Gershwin and Rhapsody in Blue.
Wow.
I just learned, if this is true, and it was on the internet, so obviously, that original sound was not like that. It was just a note-by-note run up.
Uh-huh.
And as a joke, while Gershwin is developing this and testing it out, thought it'd be funny if he played that sequence to where the note just kind of
as a
bends
gliss instead of
yes.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'll get a laugh out of him. And Gershwin's like, actually,
Yeah. Like that's dope.
that's
We're
great.
doing that.
And
Yeah.
that's the way it is from now on.
Yeah. I did not know that. That's
yes,
awesome.
right?
Right. So that is actually a perfect compositional response, which is this is me as a composer, and my knowledge of the instrument is this is what I want. Right? That's what I want.
Yeah.
He gives it to the pro who's sight reading it and goes, right, I see what you want. And then the composer goes, oh, that's a thing? That can be did?
Yes.
Now that's what I want. Instead of da 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 da, I want rump and just gliss line done. It's brilliant. And then a perfect example of like how would he know that?
Right.
Right.
and I relate to that as a director totally, because so much of directing is, or creative leadership in general, is here's where we're going. Now, I'm hoping you have some ideas on how we get there.
Sure.
And I have some ideas as well, but I'm open to, I'm holding on loosely to the how. And if your idea is better, I'll be the first to go, let's do it that way.
Right.
That's the better way. So you lead, and you lead by going, here's the vision of where we're going. But as far as the particulars, you have to take your ego out of it enough to go, Jeremy's a pretty smart guy.
Right.
And I want to make him feel very safe and welcome to throw out ideas of how we might accomplish this big picture thing. So Gershwin was down with that. And so a lot to learn there.
That's so good. And it's, again, in organizational leadership, it's like hire the smart people. Hire the people that are smart in the areas that you're not smart, and let them be smart in that world. You provide them the vision as clear as you can, and then give them guardrails, let's say, but let them play within that range, and they're going to come up with things that you never could. And that's the reason you hired them, right?
That's it. Yeah. So awesome. Well, speaking of smart, you, my friend, you're a smart one, because you've just spent nearly 45 minutes with Matthew and Jeremy on This Is the Show. I think that speaks for itself.
How do we always land about 45 minutes? Really
I don't know.
Magical thing.
It is kind of magical. I don't question it. I just show up and the magic happens.
It's true.
Yes. It's funny. It only shows up when you also show up.
Oh.
So let's just say, let's not question it. We just keep doing it. And
we both have 22 and a half minutes of brilliance.
That's it. It was not done by me. It was done through me. Well, that's our show, friends. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time.
I really can't play that drum part.
Bum,